Hey, you guys! Breaking news here. Ozzy Osbourne has passed away. We're gonna do a show. We're gonna talk about the life of Ozzy, the history. So join us, and here we go. Hey, what's up, you guys? Johnny Beane here. It is July 22nd, 2025. It's about 11:55 a.m. here on the Pacific Coast. So it's what 2:55 Eastern time,
Yeah.
I guess. Ron
Yeah.
Gunner is here.
Yeah. Hello,
Uh,
everybody.
what's up, you guys? Yeah, I got the news. I was out. And anyway, my phone starts blowing up. People start saying, "Hey, did you hear about this? Did you hear?" And so here we are. We're gonna pay tribute to Ozzy. We're gonna read about. We're gonna read the current story of what's going on. But hey, you guys, if you guys, yeah, Dylan, I just saw that. Michael Anthony just made a post. Wolfgang just posted. People are asking me if it's true. Yes, it's. I mean, it's all over the internet. But if you guys want to drop a comment, if you're joining us live, we got about 40 watching currently, or on playback, drop a comment down below. Tributes to Ozzy Osbourne today. Ron, dude, I know that you saw Ozzy in concert, didn't you?
Uh, I saw part of one of his shows, but it was with Zach. I did not see Jake with him, and I wanted to see Randy, and then Randy got killed, and the show was postponed, and I didn't go after that.
Mm-hmm. But you saw him though. But
Yes.
I mean, you've seen him. You
Yeah.
saw him in concert. Okay. Let's see. Let's find some news here. By the way, you guys, if this is your first time here, my name's Johnny Beane. We do rock music talk. We do interviews. We do guitar stuff. All that type of stuff. Hey, Laz, there you are, man. Okay, let's find some news. Why is that?
And I'm like I am on the screen because our internet's acting up, and the video wouldn't process right.
Yeah, yeah. Audio is fine. Audio sounds good. Okay, let's go to BBC here. Let's read some stuff. Let's see. Yeah, in the comments, if you saw Ozzy in concert, you saw Black Sabbath, let us know. We'll read some comments. But yeah, this is. I mean, it's always a shock when this type of thing happens, and although I mean, we just had the big concert. What was that? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2.5 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, when he got up there, he had made a comment to everybody watching, "You have no idea how I'm feeling right now."
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Okay, there he is right there. Osbourne performs in Black Sabbath, August of '78. Let's check out some comments. Music Therapy Laz is here. What's up, dude? Dylan is here. He says, "My dad and brother saw Ozfest in 2010. Jim Simmons is here. Welcome. Very sad to hear Ozzy has passed away. Neil saw Ozzy with Randy. 4/23/81. Motorhead opened. Dude, that must have been a show, man.
Yep.
Wow. Amazing. Neil says getting blasted tonight. Ron says, I saw him in Little Nicky where he bit the bat's head off. Dude, so was that staged, or did that actually happen? I mean, if you saw it, if you were there
in real life, In real life, it wasn't staged. He thought it was a rubber bat.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Carla says, rest in peace, Ozzy.
I never got to see Sabbath, and I always wanted to.
Jason says, I saw Black Sabbath at Ozfest 2004. Okay. So Black Sabbath, they had reunited then. It wasn't just that show that you saw, the pay-per-view thing.
No, they did a live. Yeah, they did a live album in the mid-90s with two new songs on it. One was Psycho Man, and I forget what the second was, but they never played them. I mean, on the radio, they never, I don't know, Psycho Man. It's actually a song about Jack the Ripper.
Let's see. Okay, here let's go to another site here. See, Dylan, super sad that the only members of Sabbath that have passed have been the singers, Regulian, Dio, Ozzy. Joey says, Ozzy has passed sadly, but let's be honest, now we have an entire catalog we can listen to through the pain. Bay Area Rich, hey dude, good to see you, man. Saw Sabbath with Van Halen. Dude, now that would have been a show. If I would have been at a show, that would have been the one I would have been at. Let's see. Saw Black Sabbath at the Spectrum in Philly, 77 Van Halen. Dude, I would have been there too, man. Imagine to have seen that. Andrew, it's so sad to hear legendary Rock Darkness passed away. My heart dropped to hear the news. I love his creativity, love, and support with his family and the connection with his fans. Rest in peace. Yeah, you guys, just imagine what his family is going through. Did Ozzy die from Parkinson's or something else? Let's find let me find a story that talks about that. I mean, this news literally just broke, like, I think less than an hour ago. Not even, maybe like 30 minutes ago. 35 minutes ago. Where can we go here? Oh, okay, here we go. Let's go to Variety. Yeah, actually, I was down the street and I was talking with a friend of mine, and next thing you know, my phone starts going off, and people are saying, "Johnny, did you hear about this?" Okay, Dan Gorman, dude, I'm so sorry, man. Okay, here we go. Let's check this one out. Hey, Jonathan, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Dakota says he was at Mariah Carey's first wedding in '93. Is that true? Dakota, you would know. I know you know everything Mariah Carey. All right, over at Variety. This was 11/17. Yeah, so about less than an hour ago, I guess. Ozzy Osbourne. Sammy Hagar just posted just now. Let's read this. Sammy Hagar just posted. Ozzy Osbourne was and will always be one of a kind, true rock legend. For him to have been that close to death on July 5th and still got up there and performed like he promised. Wow, that puts him in a category of his own. Talk about commitment and loyalty to your fans. Nobody's going to outdo that ever. Rest in peace, my brother. You did it all. Sammy Hagar. That was just posted just now. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because that show 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 17 days.
17 days. I wonder if he knew. right? Like, I wonder if they knew, like how that this was gonna, you know what I mean?
Well, it was reported that Sharon said Ozzy doesn't have much time left.
Okay, let's see. This is Variety. Variety. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath frontman and heavy metal legend, dies at 76. It's written up by Chris Morris. There's a cool photo of Ozzy there. Ozzy Osbourne, a founding father of British heavy metal, a latter-day solo star, and a new Millennium reality TV star, died Tuesday. So that's today, after a years-long struggle with Parkinson's disease. He was 76. Osbourne's death was confirmed by the BBC. He had performed just 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so they're saying it was like 2 weeks. It was billed as Black Sabbath's last concert, a festival titled Back to the Beginning. In his and the band's hometown of Birmingham, England, that amounted to a massive tribute to the legendary band, including from such legendary spiritual offerings as Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Slayer, Tool, Pantera, Alice in Chains, and more. Okay, so there is a statement here. Yeah, this is the statement. A statement from the family reads, "It is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love. We ask everyone to respect our family's privacy at this time." So that's the statement. We'll put that up on the screen. Let me see. Yeah, these posts, they're just coming in, man. Ozzy. Okay, I just got a text. Area code 470 says, Ozzy was mine and my father's favorite person ever. We listened to his music. By the way, if you guys want, you can text in. People are sending me texts, 415-952-3263. Okay, this is area code 470 just sent this in. Ozzy was mine and my father's favorite person ever. We listened to his music every day in the car and while cooking dinner. My father is in tears because he listened to Ozzy since he started. Ozzy is loved by many. Let's see. I'm watching your live show right now. Area code 470. Thank you for the text. And I'm so sorry. Okay, where is that? I just saw another. Oh, this is the. Let's see. This is the. Well, this is the official. Wait a minute. So the official Ozzy Osbourne account just posted this 12 minutes ago. This was just posted 12 minutes ago at the official Ozzy account. Oh, that's people in the Discord. They must be talking about this too. Okay. All right, so the part that we don't see in this here, I'll read it again. It is with more sadness than mere words can convey. Here, I'll put that up. That we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love. We ask everyone to respect our family's privacy at this time. Sharon, Jack, Kelly, Amy, and Lewis. And yeah, a lot of comments. Let me ask you, Ron. I mean, where are we? There we are. So, I mean, I know we talk about this stuff all the time, but it's just, it's different when, well, actually, here, let's put the comments on the screen so we can see your comments as well, everybody. American Maid says Ozzy got me with a bucket of water. Got you with a bucket
He
of
threw
water.
water on crowd.
Is it Arakan? Arakan says, "Rip brother, we will carry the torch from here." Andrew says, Ozzy Osbourne was my rock artist to listen and rock on my guitar. My favorite is No More Tears and Mr. Crowley, and OG from Black Sabbath is Iron Man. Dude, the first song that popped into my head when I heard this was No More Tears. That's like the first when I heard the news, when my phone starts going off, people say, "Hey, Ozzy Osbourne, did you hear about this?" All of a sudden, No More Tears literally popped into my head. Let's see, Jim says drugs had a lot to do with it, I'm sure. Well, I mean, they're saying it was from Parkinson's.
He had a rare form of Parkinson's.
Hmm.
Fast spreading, fast crippling at an amazing advanced speed.
Oh, so it was just like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
5.5 years ago. In January 2020, following 2 years of escalating health problems, Ozzy announced, well, that's when he announced that he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. In February 2023, he issued a statement saying that he was retiring from touring, citing spinal injuries he had sustained in a 2018 accident. That's when he was like on like a four-wheeler or something, right? Yeah. I remember we on the show when that happened, we talked about that.
Yeah, he almost died from that. And that was that was the start of the downfall right there.
He said, in all good conscience, I've now come to the realization I'm not physically capable of doing my upcoming European UK tour dates. And this was a while ago. As I know I couldn't deal with the travel required. Believe me when I say that the thought of disappointing my fans really fucks me up. More than you will ever know. Never would I have imagined that my touring days would have ended this way. Okay, and the story continues to talk about from 69 to 70, Osbourne was the head banging frontman of the Birmingham, England-based Black Sabbath. I think most people know that. What's up, Steve? What's up? Is it Fox? Frau Fox? A lot of new names in here. You guys.
See, our manager back in the day was also a very gifted artist. So every week when we would practice, he would show up with basically a new comic strip of the band. And it might be from a past show we did or something that happened or from a practice that went haywire or whatever.
Your band.
And then one day he came in with one and he drew Ozzy standing at a podium with me standing next to him. And every picture he ever drew me was wearing the ESP stuff. That's ESP on everything. And he had us standing there and it said it's just announced that Ozzy adopts Ron as his it was son, but son. I mean, see, it's went back. Well, like I said, when I first heard them in 70 or 71, I was hooked. I was even a kid. So I've known of him basically almost my entire life.
I know that you're a major fan, and
yes.
I mean, every time we talk about Ozzy or Randy Rhoads, I mean, you know a lot about that stuff, so.
It's a good thing my camera's working. You'd see me wearing my eyes.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, man. Justin. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
read some comments.
I,
What's
I
that?
knew this day was coming. I just didn't think it was going to be this quick after that show.
Mm-hmm. That's what's interesting, man, I mean that they had that show, and then I know we had talked on the other day. By the way, if you guys, I know we have a lot of new people in here. We're at about 120 watching. Um, I know we talked about the Black Sabbath, the show that just happened a couple weeks ago, and then there was the news that it would be released to theaters.
Yeah.
And I think you had said that was coming up next year. I think I had heard something about next month. I don't know. I mean, it's coming at some point. And yeah, again, it just makes me think. I mean, like what Sammy Hagar said in his statement. For somebody that was really, I mean, it sounds like he was pretty ill, and to be able to do that show and to play. I mean, I would say that was probably one of the biggest shows. That's probably one of the biggest shows he ever played. I mean, you know more than me about his history, but
It's I don't
well,
even
the
know how
S
to
Fest
explain.
was bigger. The S
Yeah,
Festival was bigger, yeah. So that's, but
but
still,
yeah,
my
well,
my
in this
yes.
in this condition he was in, that was probably the biggest show he's played in that condition ever.
Oh, sure.
And that would explain more why they had him strapped to the chair. I mean, because it was to the I don't know. It was to the point where he could not walk. Period. I know they
Mm-hmm.
brought him in a wheelchair, then transferred him to that throne they had made for him, and then yes, he tried to stand up a couple of times, but the so let's call it what it is, a seatbelt basically, was there to keep him from falling. And one thing, truly, I mean, yeah, you always hear where you see, oh, so and so loved their fans. He would talk to them, blah blah blah. Ozzy truly did. Not so much in Sabbath like he did, but when after he got with Randy and did his solos. I mean, he should have. Now I'm kicking myself for not going over Pennsylvania last year when he was over there signing. I should have went to that, but they actually.
I remember that.
Yeah, they actually closed the doors, and he stayed there almost 2.5 hours after it was closed because people didn't get in while it was open.
Hey,
And
Steve.
then they were letting him in. He loved his faith. Period. I mean, and that was
Mm-hmm.
honest to God's truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I remember when you were saying he was going to sign there, and I remember I said, "Dude, you should go to that.
Yeah, I know.
You should have gone." World gone crazy. The crazy train has now departed. Ride it all the way, Ozzy. Steve Gunner. Hey, man. Yeah. Very sad day. Ella. Rest in peace, our beloved Ozzy Osbourne. We're over at the official website right now. So, hey, Justin, a legend forever. Ogre Lord, love Ozzy. My wife would be a lot different without him. Or my life. I said your wife. Your life would be a lot different without him. Laz, what are you doing? Do you want to call? Do you want to call in? Bay Area Rich says he did a signing after this recent show. Check out Sean Clark video. I saw that. Yeah, it was like a week ago or something. He did a signing. So imagine that. Hey, Stephen Franklin. Sad day today. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Peggy. Very sad news. Brian Peterson. Hey, Johnny. Sad news. Yep. Robot. Robot, good to see you, man. I've been wondering about you, man. I haven't seen you around for a while. I hope everything's all right.
Robot.
Here, let me highlight Robot's comment. Robot, seriously, I've been wondering. I've been hoping you're okay, man, because I haven't seen you around for, a little while. Thanks for going live about the sad news, Johnny Beane. I knew you were going to address it. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Oh yeah. Like I said, I was literally just down the street, and I was talking with let's just say I was at a store. I don't want to say where I was, but I was somewhere, and the person in there, the cashier, they were like, they know that I do live Twitch streaming. They knew I do video gaming. They know about all this stuff that I do. And so I was telling them, I'm like, yeah, I haven't really been playing games on Twitch. I've been doing more IRL stuff from Guitar Center, and I do talk shows. Yeah, I do interview shows, all that type of stuff. And I was talking to her. I literally left the store. I got into my car, and my phone starts blowing up. People are texting me, hey, John Gregory, we lost a great one. B9, rest in peace, Ozzy. Hey, B9. Watchman for You says, first time I heard Ozzy, when my friend said, check out this new album from Ozzy Osbourne, I thought this will be a black soul singer, lol. Then he dropped the needle on Over the Mountain, changed my life. Watchman for You says. Terry M. says, while seeing the breaking news, I had 5 people text me at the same time. Ozzy passed away. Yeah, my phone's been going off. So anyway, that's what was happening. I was down the street. My phone literally starts blowing up. And so that's why I texted Ron and Rich, and I said, hey, if you're around, we got to go live. So we have to pay tribute.
It's crazy. I mean, you knew it was coming, but I didn't expect it. At least I figured he maybe had another year or so.
I mean, that's what I'm wondering, man. Is there was the big tribute show a few weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks? I mean, it was a Sunday, right?
It'll be 3 weeks this coming Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well, what's today? Today's Tuesday. So it's 2.5. Sort of. It was just over 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, there's no official statement. Well, I mean, I guess there was. They said he passed away from Parkinson's, is what they said. But what I'm thinking though is only 2 weeks. Like, I wonder if they knew. But even if they knew, like this was going to happen pretty soon, like having him on that stage and having him perform, I mean, that's.
But that's what he wanted to do. He wanted one more show, the guys he started it with.
Mm-hmm. In the chat, anybody know when is that? They said that show was going to be released in theaters. Does anybody know when that is? I thought they said August. But then Ron here was saying it was like next year. When I
initially heard it, it said for next year.
I would think they would release that as soon as possible, even before. I mean, like we just said this the other day. I was thinking, I would think they would release that pretty quick. Ron Livingstone says, my favorite songs by him is Iron Man, Crazy Train, and No More Tears. Yeah, in the chat, favorite songs? Favorite songs from Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath? I mean, I'll admit, you know. Okay, Laz is calling in. Let's get Laz. Laz actually saw Ozzy, I think. Dude.
Yo.
Hey, man.
Man, that's sad news. Can you hear me all right? Because I've got you on a Bluetooth.
Yes.
All right.
I
Hey,
got
everybody.
you.
Hey, Ron. I'm kind of verklempt, as they say, right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Ozzy was known for being quite the jokester, and one of the things I'll always remember about him is his jokes. And when he was always being interviewed, he always had like such a great personality and happy smiley. He got to break out of his normal self and be the Oz man, or Ozzy, you know. And we got to see that again live, those who were there or those who watched a few weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. But man, dude, it's sad. But, you know, we all kind of knew this was eventually coming. But when he said he was going to do some more music, I was like, okay, he's feeling good. But then Sharon saying, he's not doing so good in a way. She kind of telegraphed it out there a little bit. And man, it's great that you know, he was able to do that show and all those people were able to be there. And kind of like, it wasn't like his retirement show is what people were calling it, but it was almost kind of his going away show, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you're not as big of a fan or well versed in the world of heavy metal and all this, but you know, that was the heavy metal that we grew up with, not, you know, the screamo kind of
Oh yeah, no.
stuff, which is all good. You know, it's all good too. My sister's in the band. She's going to be playing at the Whiskey on August 3rd. If anyone's in the LA area, I'll be down there for that.
Mm-hmm.
But what
Hey,
a huge influence on music, right?
Oh, dude, heavy metal. I think Ozzy. I mean, I'll tell you. I remember when I was a kid. I remember first hearing Ozzy Osbourne because one of the neighbor kids had one of his albums.
Yeah.
So I remember.
So you remember your first time? I do too. I'm remembering it. Tell us how it was your first time listening to Black Sabbath. Was it Sabbath Bloody Sabbath?
No.
Which album was it?
For me, no. It was an Ozzy solo record.
Okay.
This would have been like maybe 83, 84 is when this was.
Oh wow, okay, pretty early. Yeah.
I'm much younger than you.
But somehow, Johnny, I'm gonna have to agree with Andy Summers that you're not Johnny Beane anymore. You're old.
I'm much older now. But
yeah.
the first. Hey, what's up, Glenn Michael Thomas? First time here at Ozzy. 10 years. 10 what?
CC.
10 years? What? Dude, CC. Dude, thanks for your thanks for your support for the channel, dude.
Yeah. For sure.
That's you know, it's not free running these shows. But
it does.
CC, thank you so much. A toast to the best of the best on this crazy train called life.
Right on, CC.
Thank you, CC. What was I saying? No, the first Ozzy Osbourne record I ever heard it's the one where he looks like a werewolf or something.
It's Bark at the Moon.
Yeah, Bark at the Moon. Man.
It was Bark at the Moon.
Yeah, that was with Jake Ely.
It was Bark at the Moon. I mean, that was the first. That was a great album. That was the first album cover I remember seeing. Bark at the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, not that I remember listening to it, but I remember seeing that cover. I remember seeing the album cover.
And those of you who are young, back then, he had to have all that hair glued on him. All right. So there was no CGI back in those days. So
the video
and like
cover.
If you see that album cover, he's like he's a werewolf, you know.
And
people think like young people today, they don't realize that the stuff people went through back then. For Ozzy, he had to go through like an entire day.
Let me find that
makeup for that cover. You know.
tell as I'm sitting playing the Sandoval.
So he was a true, true artist, and in so many ways, like I talked about on my show the other, last Sunday, not this previous one, but the one before. I had to cancel. My room's still in the same state. I'm hoping to get to it today, but the guy was saved by music so many times, and he did it for the fans, and he did it for the music, and you could tell. I mean, he was always so excited whenever you saw him live. He was always so excited to be out in front of everyone and being part of the magical, beautiful thing of music. And I'm going to miss him, man. I'm sorry he's gone. I was hoping that, someday I might get to see him again. I didn't think I'd ever see him again, though, live. I was just hoping he'd put out some more music. Because that last album, Patient Number 9, man, I started listening to that as soon as I found out. It was actually Jamie Uhas who sent me a message, and then Ron right away, right after that. So I'm like, oh my God, because at first, no, it was Ron. And I'm like, is this for real? Then I saw a message from Jamie.
Oh, today, you mean?
But, well, yeah, as soon as I found out, I'm like, oh my God, shit, damn. And it's not a surprise like Jeff Beck was. Jeff Beck dying. This is hitting me as hard as when Jeff Beck died and when Bowie died. I mean, when Randy died, I was so young. I was not, it touches you, and it definitely hits you hard.
Yeah.
But
and there's no internet. Back then there was no internet,
Yeah.
so you hear about it. Maybe you generally you hear about like if it's on the news, maybe that night, unless
the Wizard.
Right.
There could be like if it's breaking news on TV. I mean, that's basically what this is.
On the radio.
This
on
is
the radio, people.
right, or the radio, yeah. But not like right now. Not like today. Like we're sitting here, we got 140 watching live. We're at 1,300 views on this video already, and the whole world is right here.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah.
It's a totally
the radio
different.
Was how you knew everything. Because I can guarantee you right now, like the Bone over here at the rock station is probably all Ozzy to me.
Oh sure. Oh, all over the country, all over the world. Oh yeah. Yeah, everybody's playing Ozzy.
That don't have internet, they'll hear it from some form of radio broadcast where there is no internet. But most people are going to have word of mouth from the internet.
Yeah.
And cell phones.
Now your internet's getting messed up. Why is everybody's internet messed up today?
I walked away from my phone. Sorry, I'm closer to the phone now. Is that better?
Dude.
But I don't want to take up too much time, but I want to tell everyone in the crowd that, Ozzy was a very special individual, He had a hard time, with life in many ways, but the music is what always kept him going. He comes from an industrial, if you haven't seen that documentary on him that I recently watched, because I was doing a bunch of research on him before I did my show about, him, basically about how music saved his life. And so many times, there's that picture of Ozzy.
Well, that's an outtake. That's like an outtake. Yeah, but that album cover, that was what I first saw.
Yeah.
Was that? So anyway, so you're saying they glued all that hair on him?
Oh yeah, I mean, that was in the era when
he didn't just take his shirt off and that was that, right?
No, he's not one of them hairy British dudes. I don't think. Yeah, but he was such a showman, and I'll tell you guys, when I saw him with Randy for the Diary of the Madman tour, we drove from Denver, suburb area up to the CU Event Center in Boulder, which is 70 miles away, in a snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
So when they finally announced because we were waiting, there was no opening band, as far as I recall. From how I remember stuff back then.
Mm-hmm.
On the drive up, we partook. Anyway, so yeah, I was 16 or 17. How old was I? I think 16 or something, maybe 15. Might have been 15, but I think I was 16. Anyway, we drove all the way up there, and it was a big snowstorm, dude. And they didn't have the famous, castle set. they just had like the riser for the drummer, and that's it. And their amps and their, you know, mics and stuff. They didn't have time to set up the set because the set was they couldn't do it because they were trying to get there from a snowstorm, you know, in the mountains of, you know, Colorado from Utah. And so people were actually offered money, hey, or whatever they were offered. Hey, you can get a ticket for a future time if you don't want to wait, but it's going to be another hour. Or it's going to take a while. We don't know how long it's going to take. It's going to take a while because the set's not going to be here. It's not going to be the same show as you might expect. So if you want your money back, and some people left, not a lot, but some people left. Most people just say, F it, you know, we're staying, you know. And that was just months before Randy died in that fatal airplane accident. You know, which is so sad because the guy, you know, was the biggest part of what, you know, Ozzy loved him so much. Ozzy loved Randy, you know, what Randy did working with Bob, you know. I still don't understand the whole thing about Bob that I never really knew until Ron talked about
Bob
it.
Daisley.
Bob Daisley and Ozzy and the previous drummer were the guys who, before they reorganized, you know, who they wanted on the stage and on the album cover, and you know, whatever the organization of Sharon's, you know, father, you know, who ran the show then, she was the manager, right? But you know, she owned the production company, all that, so she had no say, or probably little, you know. But bottom line is the way they put that all together, you know. I still don't understand why. Why not give credit to the people who deserve it? But I'm still so grateful for Ozzy, for, you know, and for Sharon especially, for believing in Ozzy and making that happen. Because then we never probably would have. I mean, yeah, Quiet Riot got hot, you know, as a pop heavy metal, if you want to call it that, rock band, you know, in the 80s, an 80s hair metal band. But you might not have heard Randy's music. You know, you heard Come On, Feel the Noise, Girls Rock You Boys kind of stuff. Nothing like the stuff that he did with Bob, and how much deeper and more amazing that music is. That was all Randy and Bob, and, you know, mostly Randy probably doing the music part.
Right.
I'm sure Bob too, because he seems to be like he's you know.
You keep mentioning Bob. Let me play the Bob channel ID real quick.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Do.
Bob Daisley. He's been here. Guys, I totally forgot to do that last time.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
What do you want me to say?
Cool. Oh, just say, hey, this is, and say your name, and say that you're watching Johnny Beane TV.
Hey, this is, say your name.
There you go.
This is Bob Daisley, and you're watching Johnny Beane TV. Enjoy.
There we go. There we go.
Tell me when I'm back live.
You're back live. We're live. We're live. We're back. We're back. So wait, so you saw Ozzy with Randy?
Yeah. I saw Ozzy with Randy, and then I saw the next tour with Jakey Lee, shit, I can't think of the name. I'm just kind of all messed up right now. You know, Motley Crue. And my friends and I, we spray painted. They did a contest with the radio station there. I don't remember what it was called in Denver, the rock station. And we spray painted on a sheet, like a bed sheet, "Long Live Randy Rhoads," because they had this contest. You know, whoever gets the biggest cheer from the crowd's going to win whatever. And so we walked around, me and Jim and Phil and my friends. We walked around, you know, the whole stadium with this bed sheet that just said, in spray paint, "Long Live Randy Rhoads." It's just black spray paint, I think it was. That was it. It was just, you know, lame. But at the same time, we got the biggest cheer, but we didn't win because somebody had a banner that they painted like the album cover, and it looked really good. But they got a good cheer, but, you know, they should have given it to us because we got the biggest cheer. And that was just a lame "Long Live Randy Rhoads" thing with spray paint. We still got the biggest cheer. So,
that's cool, man.
Somebody knew somebody. But the Randy show was amazing because I think that, you know, they knew that we stayed, right? This is like, think about what you guys were saying about before with Ozzy and how much he loved the fans. He knew that we stayed. And you can imagine they went through hell getting there and being there, in the mountains in Boulder, Colorado, in a snowstorm. And they were going to play. They didn't cancel, right? So they knew whoever stayed, man, they're going to play their hearts out. And, I don't know if there's ever any video of that show, but, oh, man. And I don't have any recollection, like, specifically of what I remember when they came out and how they started, with the song or whatever that is. I forget what it's called. But, they came out with that and then right into, Randy and Ozzy going, hey, whatever he said, it's just,
But you were there.
The guy, it was amazing.
But you were actually there, most importantly.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there.
I was there. I don't have any Polaroids of it to prove it, but I was there. And it was an amazing experience. And I was young and, and I was probably just introduced to heavy metal music, really, only like maybe a year or so before that. So the first thing that I would say was heavy metal that I ever heard, if you could call it that, was Black Dog by Led Zeppelin. When some kid in the Catholic school I was going to brought that into play on show and tell day, on a record, on an LP, a vinyl. And you had to write down an essay or a sentence or paragraph of, what you thought of what you saw. And it was funny because I'm like, it sounded like somebody yelling at the top of a cliff or something. It was like, because it was all new to me. I didn't have any big brothers. I'm the big brother, So I didn't have any big brothers and stuff like that. So heavy metal and that kind of music, even though I heard stuff on the radio, you didn't hear a lot of that kind of stuff that much on the radio, right? Because it was pretty, it was pretty gritty for back then. Now it's like classic rock, but back then, you've heard some stuff, but mostly, you heard it from a friend. And then you're sitting around in a room smoking something or whatever, listening to Ozzy for the first time. And I'll never forget I remember seeing the album cover, Blizzard of Oz. I remember seeing that album cover and, being a Catholic kid, raised as a Catholic kid and all that, I'm like, whoa, what's this devil dude, whatever. But we never really, looked at music and all this stuff like, oh, that's for real, like they're devil worshippers or something. We always looked at it like, yeah, it's just like creature features or monster movies or Godzilla or whatever.
Well, I remember when I was a kid and there was, there was always the stories of the kids that what was the Judas Priest song? They went out and the song told them to, whatever. So there was that, and then the one kid lived, and then he was in the documentary. There was that, and then there was always the Ozzy Osbourne one, like, oh, he bit the head off the bat, but it was fake, or no, it was real. We had somebody in our chat earlier saying that they were there at that show.
Okay, yeah,
they were actually there.
Working during that, so I've been lurking pretty much the whole time.
And Tech Look, thank you for your support, man. Rip Ozzy, the best singer in the history of time.
The dude that definitely was one of the most unique singers, right? Definitely. One of the unique voice. Man.
When you heard him, you knew it was him.
Yeah,
and
knew it was him.
And when you just said Ozzy. Oh, Ozzy.
Right?
The ones that have, when it's just the one name and you hear them Sting, and instantly you know who it is.
Bono, right? Mick. Anyway.
Mick who?
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew you were going to say that. Rolling Stones. Jagger. Like Jagger. But yeah, he's just another Mick.
You say Mick. Well, in that case, you can say Mick and Keith.
And you can say Paul. If you say Paul, John, George, and Ringo in a musical context, obviously, somebody's talking about John. John who? In musical context, it's going to be John Lennon. It's not going to be John Sykes or whoever. Even though they're famous too.
No, John. No,
anyway,
George, Paul. I mean, in the Beatles' case, you say all four of their names in one sentence, and it's like, oh, of course.
Yeah, in that way.
Right. Right.
So if you say Yoko, everyone knows who it's too. I'll let you keep going with. I don't know. You have any questions for me about it? Because
Yeah, you've been talking for 20 minutes. Well,
all right, hold on. One more thing. Jakey Lee. We didn't know anything about him because back then you only found out through the radio or through the magazines or whatever. We all thought like he was some kind of a hotshot Japanese player who came from Japan or something. We didn't know where he came from. They didn't tell you stuff like that. You had no idea. He's an LA dude or, SoCal dude. Had no idea. We thought he was from Japan because we're like, where are they going to find somebody to replace Randy? Some hotshot dude from Japan, obviously, we had no idea.
mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of stuff back then. It was just all rumor or whoever said something or knew somebody or whatever,
This is Laz. Music Therapy Laz is on the phone. By the way, if you guys want to subscribe to Laz's channel,
check it out.
Our friend
I
Nightbot
talked
has a
all
link
about
to
Ozzy.
his.
Dude, last week or 2 Sundays ago on my Music is Therapy show, I talked about how did music save Ozzy's life? And that was my title.
I saw
And
it.
now here he is no longer with us. But
Well, that was the show you canceled, right?
No, this last week I can just this past Sunday, 2 days ago, I canceled because
Oh,
my
okay.
studio room got torn up, because of the electric panel work, and I had to rearrange the whole. Anyway, everything's.
Yes.
It still looks like that picture I sent you, basically.
Yeah.
I haven't
So
been
wait.
able to get in there 'cause I've been working.
Let me ask you a question then, really quickly here, and
Yeah.
then we gotta we'll go about 9 more minutes. So wait, so you saw Ozzy, you saw Randy. I mean, you could say you were at one of those shows. I mean, not many people can say that. I mean, they have stuff on
I know,
video.
it's pretty amazing.
You can watch a video now. There's some YouTube channel that just put out. They put out a, I think it was like a TV special on the UsFest, and they showed some Ozzy footage of him. He came out in like some huge costume. Then he tears the costume off, right? And then and it was like Ozzy and then Van Halen. And then, I'm the by the way, anybody that's new watching this, I'm like a huge Van Halen dude. You can see some Van Halen stuff behind me here.
Yeah, Johnny reignited the Van Halen fan in me. So
I know my Van Halen. So like earlier when some of you guys in the chat were saying, "Hey, I saw Black Sabbath with Van Halen," I'm like, dude, I would have.
That's amazing.
If I was born yet, I would have been there, right?
Totally, I would have.
So
I would have knew.
So
Yeah.
But anyway, so this other YouTube channel posted something the other day, this like special on UsFest. It was Ozzy Osbourne footage and then Van Halen footage and then like a bunch of back, stage footage from the day or like whatever. But anyway, I saw that and I'm the bigger Van Halen guy, so I was able to say, well, that footage you're showing, I mean, listen to the audience. The audience was a loop. It wasn't the actual audience. So it was like redone later, that footage. Because the guy posted it like saying, oh, this is like, rare. I'm like, yeah, it's not really, kind of.
Yeah,
anyway, my point is, you got to see Ozzy with Randy. Not many people, there's video, not many people can say they were actually there and they saw that. And thank you for subscribing, M. Duncan. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, I just.
You had a question though. You were going to ask me something.
Well, I think that was my question. I don't know.
Forgot.
No, I want to say though, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to those of you that, grew up on his music.
Yeah.
I mean, you went to his shows. So, a lot of you were saying,
albums, I don't know how many times I listened to this stuff, and I tried to learn to play D at one point. My brother Andrew could play better than I could. Andy, he rocked it. But the bottom line is, I'm going to be getting into my Ozzy, and then we were talking about with Ron earlier this year. I'm going to write this Ozzy style, Randy Rose style song. We got to do that, especially now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you go back to this because everyone talk to what the people in the chat are saying and stuff some more. But I'll probably talk about this on my Thursday night show, the Gear and Demo show. We'll talk Ozzy, and then Sunday we might do a little more more, because this deserves discussion. Yeah.
Oh, sure, man.
Yeah. But watch the documentary, you guys. If you haven't seen that Ozzy documentary, the more well done recent one or whatever, I have a different perspective on Sharon now. Before I was kind of like, oh yeah, she, whipped, like she was the one who was like always working in and stuff. Because you get all that attitude stuff and all this BS from other people saying all this negative stuff. But really, it was more like she knew that that's what's keeping him alive. If there's anything that's going to keep him going, happy that he's alive in this world, even though he had children and everything, the music, though, man, that's what really drove him. That gave him purpose outside of, he didn't know how to be a dad. He even says, like, yeah, I didn't know what the hell I'm doing, and he sometimes felt depressed, because he was trying to be a dad, but, he was already, most of who he is as an individual, like as a personality or whatever you want to call whatever his individual self is, right? Was already so much Ozzy, the character, right? He became Ozzy, even though a lot of times he wasn't, that character. He was just John.
Did you watch the Osbourne show?
I didn't really watch that show much because I wasn't that into those kinds of real life show things. I was like,
reality
I love
TV.
Ozzy, but yeah, I never really got into that whole genre of stuff. It seemed too voyeuristic to me, or too weird in that it's not even real.
But again, that was 20 years ago. It's a totally different story now, that type of thing. Now it's normal.
Yeah, but still people, no matter what, people are going to act when they're on camera. You're never going to be your really true self, maybe you are. I mean, I try to be, but, I mean, I know you're mostly you, but you're also Johnny Beane.
I'm the real Johnny Beane.
You're the Johnny Beane TV.
That's right.
I mean, people that meet you live realize that, oh yeah, you're more mellow, in real life. I mean, you're not that same kind of like.
Well, I mean, when you have a camera on you,
right, that's what I mean.
What would you rather watch? If there's a camera on somebody, would you rather watch them just sitting there like not doing nothing, or like walking around going to Guitar Center buying broken guitars?
Right, and that's the point.
And then building them on Saturday nights.
You get to be another self of yourself. You get to be this other, more kind of like accentuated self. And Ozzy got to be that, and I think that kept him going. The music and the fans and everything, the whole thing, what Ozzy is. And Sharon realizes too that Ozzy needs to be around the music, even though it kills him sometimes because of the drugs and of the scene and everything. He finally was able to deal with that, right? I mean, we can go on and on. I can talk all day about this. So I'll let you go back to this. I'll talk about this on Thursday and Sunday some more too.
Definitely, man.
We'll talk about debts.
And I do have to wrap it up because I do have to be somewhere in about half an hour. So I raced to the studio to go live to pay tribute.
Glad you did, man.
So thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny, again for doing this kind of thing. Because I think, it gives people a place to go and express themselves and being amongst other like-minded people in this community of music and for the love of it, So I'm going to go. I'll leave it on that. You guys all rock. Rest in peace, Ozzy. I'm hoping you're going to be up there hanging out with Randy and some of the other greats. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right. I'll see you later, man.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. That was Music Therapy Laz. Called in with some stories. He actually saw Ozzy and Randy in concert. Like I was saying, not many people can say that they actually saw that. So that's pretty amazing. Anyway, you guys, hey, Watchman for you. You're welcome, man. Yeah, everybody that's tuning in. John Gregory, thank you, man. Yeah, I just want to say I'm sorry, to his fans. I want to say I know how difficult this is. When my hero, Edgar Van Halen, when he passed away, I mean, it's a shock, right? Tech look. Mom, I'm coming home. You are Ozzy. You're going to the land of rock and roll. Dude, thank you for your comments. Thank you, guys. And if you guys are wondering what this is here on YouTube. It's called a super chat. And what that does is it basically, it gives you a way to get your comment or question right out front. That's why it is. That's what it does. And it helps support the channel and support these shows, doing this stuff. So, you guys, again, I'm sorry. Listen to some Ozzy Osbourne. Listen to some Black Sabbath. Listen to the music. Pay tribute. But you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I have to be somewhere in about 30 minutes, but drop your comments down below. Okay, so when I hit the stop button on this live feed, drop comments down below. Tribute to Ozzy, favorite songs, all that stuff. Drop your comments. And if you guys dig this stuff, consider subscribing to the channel. If you dig rock music talk, interviews, guitar stuff, that's what we do here on the channel. We have a lot of new people. We got about 170 watching currently right now, but a lot of new people tuning in. I just want to say, keep rocking. Keep rocking. Pay tribute. And let's see. Let me say thank you to our channel members here on Johnny Beane TV. Thank you guys for your continued support for this channel and these shows. Thank you guys. All right, you guys. It's always tough. It's always tough when to do this type of show, but got to pay tribute. Hey Jeff T. Hey, is it Hari? Yeah, keep the music alive. That's right, John Gregory. Keep the music alive. All right. I will see you guys. This is today's show, really. I also do a Van Halen show. If you guys are, I know we have a lot of new people tuning in. If you're a Van Halen fan, I do a show called Exclusively Van Halen. So consider subscribing to the channel if you dig the Van Halen stuff as well. But that's my my speciality is Van Halen. But let's see. So this is today's show right here. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. But yeah, drop comments below. Let's pay tribute to Ozzy, Black Sabbath. AAE says Roth will be at Windstar, Oklahoma in August. Cool. Danny. Listen to the music. There's a photo of Ozzy right there. Ozzy would shout, "Don't be sad. Let's have a fucking party." Did he really say fucking though? All right. I'll see you guys on the next show. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. All right. I'll see you guys later. This is Johnny Beane TV. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Alex Skolnick, and you're watching Johnny Beane TV.
Guys, I totally forgot to do that last time.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
What do you want me to say?
Cool. Oh, just say, hey, this is, and say your name, and say that you're watching Johnny Beane TV.
Hey, this is, say your name.
There you go.
This is Bob Daisley, and you're watching Johnny Beane TV.
Hey everybody, I'm this guy, David Olson. We are at Summer NAMM in Anaheim, and we are watching Johnny Beane TV.
Okay.
Get some guitars, turn around. Here we go. Tell me when. Hey, this is Brad Gillis from Night Ranger, and you're checking out Johnny Beane.